service that Sebastian has just introduced nicely. So as part of the HEC-WSI, we have 3 different access modes, and we also have a dedicated mode for early career researchers, which we're particularly encouraging and helping to develop their skills as part of the HEC-WSI. But the 3 main modes have different levels of resource for each one, and duration, and sort of aimed at different projects that you might have. And I'll go through these in detail. The first one is we're calling porting and benchmarking. The second is a code development mode. And then the third, which is the more substantial of the 3, is we're calling project access. And I want to make it clear that this is not only, although the Archer 2 service is a UK-based service, this is open to our international collaborators and industry collaborators, provided they're working in collaboration with us and the usage is aligned with the aims of the HEC-WSI. And you can find more information about this, or all the information about this, on the HEC-WSI website. And there's a link to the specific page for the access modes at the bottom there. So the first access mode, porting and benchmarking, is the shortest and the smallest number of allocations. And this is always open. So if you're ever interested in this mode, you can go on the website and you can apply. And the application is an online form on the website, and the link to this particular form is at the bottom of the slide there. And it's always open, and it's very simple, super light, I've called it. There's not very much, should be able to fill it in an hour or so. And this access mode is for 3-month-long projects and up to 2,000 CUs, and a CU is an hour of time on a node. And as Sebastian said, each node has 128 cores, so it's 128 core hours is a CU. So this is not a tiny amount of resource, and it should be sufficient to do some scalability testing of your code. And that's kind of the purpose of this access mode, is to get your code up and running on Archer 2, test it out, test the scalability, and get some data on its performance for then to support a new some other proposal or project. And this particular access mode will be reviewed simply by the HEC-WSI management team on a monthly basis. So it's a fairly quick turnaround if you want to just get started, basically. The second access mode, the code development access mode, is also always open, but it's a slightly longer term project. Up to 6 months we're sort of allowing for these projects, and slightly more CUs, but still a small, modest amount of CUs, up to 4,000. And the aim of this access mode is, if you've got a code that you want to do some improvements of the performance, you've got a bit more resource to apply these improvements and demonstrate the improvements you've made. And this is exactly the same application form, essentially, as the porting and optimizing access mode. It's very simple, shouldn't take long to fill out at all, but it is always open. And this is also reviewed on a monthly basis, so also very quick turnaround. So if you've got a code and you want to get it up on Archer and make some performance improvements, then these first 2 access modes are always open, and you can get started with a small bit of resource. Although it's not that small, it's enough to do a few decent simulations. Then the third mode, which is potentially of most interest to people, and this is the project access mode, and these are for longer projects with a much larger allocation, and it's designed for doing project runs of a set of simulations to support an academic project. So this particular access mode is for up to 12 months and up to 25,000 CUs, which is a significant amount of resource to get some simulations done for your projects. The application form is still very simple, but slightly greater word limit on some of the fields to get a little bit more information about what you intend to do with the resource. And the assessment of this is a little bit stricter, as for this access mode, that we will have periodic calls, so it's not always open. And so the review and approval of this will be done by the management team plus an external observer, at least one external observer, and this will occur 1 month after the call has closed. So depending on when you submit, it may be a little bit of a wait. And one thing I'd like to raise at this point is we currently have a call open. The deadline for applications is Friday, but the application process is very short, so there's still plenty of time to make an application if you're interested in applying for project access and for this resource on Archer 2. The next call may be in 3 months' time, probably. So if you don't have time to do it by Friday, there will be another call coming out shortly. And there's a link there to the form again, but you should find all of this under the access modes part of the HEC website. Then the other possible access mode that we have is for early career researchers, and this is an always open type of call. The eligibility is based on what UKRI have down as their eligibility. So if you're within 8 years of your PhD award or 6 years of your first academic appointment, then you qualify as an ECR. It is, if you've had a career break and things like that, those doesn't count in the duration. So for more information about this, you can find this on the website or through UKRI. And these are designed for any duration, really. So they cover all 3 of the previous access modes, really. And so depending on what you wish to do, you can apply and indicate this on the application form. And this will be reviewed by the HEC management team. And the idea sort of behind this ECR access mode is that we will endeavour to provide additional training and support to help the ECR community. We haven't developed the precise details of this, but we are always open to feedback from ECRs that are looking to develop this aspect of their career. And please do get in touch if you're an ECR or even if you just have some questions about this. So those are the access modes.